The powertrain far outdoes most other hybrids for charm, in part because as you accelerate and the engine joins in you hear good, life-affirming zoomy sounds of revs rising and gears changing. Although there's an undercurrent of efficiency machinations happening behind the scenes, the plug-in hybrid drives like a non-hybrid car when the engine is running. It also skips the interface silliness. The gauge cluster is one of the most straightforward you'll find in a hybrid, and there are just a couple of driving mode choices. If you want to save some battery charge for later, there's an HEV mode that runs the gasoline engine a lot more, as though the charge were depleted. Other than that, pulling the shift lever over to the left engages sport mode, which weights up the steering, gives you a tachometer in the cluster, and runs the gasoline engine more, if not quite all the time. Hyundai notes, however, that the steering, ride, and hybrid system calibrations we experienced could change by the time this model goes on sale this fall. The one thing Hyundai's first Sonata plug-in hybrid had that this model doesn't is a charge restoring mode that uses the gasoline engine to recharge the plugged-in portion of the battery, albeit while using a great deal more fuel. Such modes rarely make sense from an efficiency standpoint, and according to Mike O'Brien, Hyundai's U.S. Vice President of Corporate and Product Planning, the automaker found that very few people were using that mode, or perhaps even knew it existed, so Hyundai opted to skip it here. Thankfully, Hyundai also adopted a less is more philosophy with regard to the exterior styling, in stark contrast to the Prius's Mr. Roboto sheet metal. The IONIQ reaps the aerodynamic advantages of the familiar teardrop, campback profile common to all the efficiency champs, and while it manages an impressive 0.24 coefficient of drag, aided by grille shutters and underbody aero smoothing, it couldn't look more different from the Prius.